tribe's controversial decision to remove descendants of its former slaves from tribal rolls. Chief Chad Smith also debated the issue with a Harvard law professor during a meeting of the Federal Bar Association in Oklahoma City. WTA's Lori Rasmussen has that story.
Chief Chad Smith says members of the Cherokee tribe have the sovereign right to determine who is eligible for citizenship and who is not.
But the reality of it is, if you can't define who your membership is, if you can't define who your citizens are, there's no right to sovereignty land.
Chief Smith debated the issue Thursday with a Harvard law professor in front of a group of mostly lawyers. But a number of descendants of Cherokee freedmen were also in attendance during the meeting of the Federal Bar Association. Smith took questions on the matter during an open forum for the first time, but was unwavering in his stance.
So if people voted in referendum, freedmen were entitled to vote in the 77% election that we wanted to be, the Cherokee people wanted to be, what their original was, a nation of Indians.
The decision more than 2 years ago to remove more than 2,800 descendants of the Cherokee's former slaves from tribal rolls eliminated their eligibility for health care and other tribal services. Professor Charles Ogletree calls it a moral issue.
Everybody loses. It's not a question of who wins and who loses, but it's everyone loses when we start to, in our own community, start to narrowly define citizenship.
The tribe insists it was forced into accepting the freedmen at the end of the Civil War. The Cherokees also say they do accept any descendants of the freedmen as long as they have at least one ancestor listed on the century-old Dawes rolls.
If we know anything, that if we're going to use a test, a test that we think is bulletproof and universal, the idea of true blood ancestry, how do we know? What's the basis? Who 150 years ago properly provided the test to make sure that only those who should be included were included?
The citizenship status of the descendants of the freedmen is currently tied up in 3 different lawsuits in federal and tribal court. In Oklahoma City, Lori Rasmussen, the Oklahoma News Report.